Barcarole. If you would only touch my heart, if you would only put your mouth on my heart, your delicate mouth, your teeth, if you would put your tongue like a red arrow there where my dusty heart beats, if you would blow on my heart near the sea weeping, it would sound with a dark noise, with the sound of sleepy train wheels, like wavering waters, like a leafy autumn, like blood, with a noise of moist flames burning in the sky, sounding like dreams or branches or rains, or foghorns in a dreary port. If you would blow on my heart near the sea like a white ghost, at the edge of the foam in the midst of the wind, like an unchained ghost at the edge of the sea weeping, like an extended absence, like a sudden bell, the sea spreads the sound of the heart, raining at nightfall on the lonely coast. Night doubtless falls, and its mournful shipwrecked banner, blue, peoples itself with planets of hoarse silver, and the heart sounds like a sour snail. Oh, call, oh lament, oh melted fright, scattered in misfortunes and rickety waves, from resonance the sea revels, its recumbent shadows, its green poppies. If you suddenly existed on a gloomy coast surrounded by the dead bay, facing a new night, filled with waves, if you blew on my heart, cold with fear, if you blew on the lonely blood of my heart, if you blew on its flaming dove movement, its black, bloody syllables would sound, its incessant red waters would swell, and it would sound of shadows, sound like death. It would call like a tube filled with wind or weeping, or a bottle squirting fright in spurts. So it is, and the lighting would cover your tresses, and the rain would enter your open eyes to prepare the weeping that you silently enclose, and the black wings of the sea would wheel around you, with great claws and croakings and flights. Do you want to be this solitary ghost that near the sea plays upon its sad and sterile instrument? If only you would call. Its prolonged sound, its malevolent whistle, its arrangement of wounded waves. Someone would perhaps come. Someone would come. From the peaks of the islands, from the red depths of the sea, someone would come. Someone would come. Somebody would come, play furiously. Let it sound like a siren of a broken boat, like a lament, like a whinny in the midst of the foam and the blood, like a furious water gnashing and echoing. In the sea season, its snail of shadow circles like a shout. The seabirds belittle it and fly away. Its roll call of sounds, its mournful cross pieces, rise on the shore of the solitary sea. That was a random poem by Pablo Neruda. I found this Spanish and English version, Spanish on this page, English on this page, in a thrift store. And I vaguely knew who Neruda was or is. I don't know if he's with us or not. But either way, I like to read a random bit of his poetry. Still not knowing much about him historically. But I feel like he's some cool Spanish speaking enigma. I'll kind of read a line in English, then I read it in Spanish, and then I'll read it in Spanish, and then I'll read it in English. It's really slow to read a long poem that way, but there's a sort of contemplative niceness to that, especially if you know a little bit of Spanish. You kind of get the rhythm and feeling and texture of the Spanish and how that would be felt in the original intended way. But then it's nice to have that translation because I'm not fully bilingual. Maybe I'll do more of these. Have a good day.